All right, guys, what's going on? So I want to bring everyone an update real quick as it relates to the body camera footage that the Frederick County Sheriff's Office is concealing. As you guys might know by now, they are concealing this footage and not releasing it to the public. This relates back to a June 17th, 2023 incident between the Frederick County Sheriff's Office on Airport Drive and the former owner of Dan's restaurant. So obviously the public has not seen this footage yet, and there are three ways in which this body camera footage is being requested. Number one is through civil subpoena, so that's civil cases and peace orders, domestic violence, whatever you want to call it. Those are civil matters, so it's being denied through the civil subpoena. It's being denied through the criminal subpoena, and it's also being denied through Maryland Public Information requests. So here's what's going on. What you see right here in front of me, this is a motion to quash and for a protective order. This relates to a criminal case that I have a friend who's involved in. I have her name redacted, so you see state of Maryland, but I have her name redacted. The reason for that is because it's my opinion and my belief based on all of the circumstances that I'm familiar with. This is a BS case. It's going to go nowhere. It's going to go to a preliminary inquiry, and it's going to be tossed. No district attorney in their right mind is going to actually pursue this case. But nonetheless, it was an avenue for discovery methods, and the person who is involved in this criminal case, it's a stalking case and a conspiracy to stalk case. They had me serve a criminal subpoena onto the Frederick County Sheriff's Office for that concealed body camera footage that is not being released. So I served that, and now the state of Maryland, the Attorney General's office, who is representing the Frederick County Sheriff's Office, is trying to quash that criminal subpoena for that body camera footage. So, and they are actually name dropping me in this motion to quash, saying that I am part of the reason, yours truly is the reason that this body camera footage cannot be released. So I disagree with it. I'm going to give you my final thoughts here in a minute, but the first thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to bring you guys this motion to quash, which was filed by Kristen Lastila. I don't even know how to say her last name, but Kristen Lastila is how I presume you pronounce it. I want to bring you this motion to quash that she filed on behalf of the Frederick County Sheriff's Office, which name drops me, yours truly. So I want to bring it to the audience. The Frederick County Sheriff's Office, a third party, submits this motion to quash a subpoena or in the alternative for a protective order pursuant to Maryland Rule 4266 and states as follows. On August 31st, a district court commissioner criminally charged defendant, Miss P, that's what we'll call her, with one count each of stalking and conspiracy to commit stalking. The charges arise from allegations that Miss P placed a GPS tracker on someone's vehicle in late 2022 without his authorization. As of the filing of this motion, the court docket indicates that Miss P has not been served with the criminal summons. However, less than a week after the charges were filed, Miss P requested the clerk issue a subpoena for the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. That same day, Miss P caused the subpoena to be served. The subpoena seeks any and all body camera footage of entire conversations with Charlotte Aufdem-Brinke on 6/17/2023 with Frederick County Sheriff's Office personnel, including but not limited to conversations in the lobby as well as private rooms. The subpoena requests the production of the video footage at a hearing on November 2nd, 2023 at 1 p.m. The court should quash this subpoena as it serves only to annoy, oppress, or cause undue burden or expense on the Frederick County Sheriff's Office by seeking information that is not relevant to or probative of any issue before the court. Upon information and belief, the video footage Miss P seeks from the sheriff's office has no relevance to this criminal case. Miss Aufdem-Brinke was interviewed on June 17, 2023, long after Miss P allegedly placed the GPS tracker on Mr. D's vehicle in October 2022. Further, Miss Aufdem-Brinke was not a witness to any of the events complained of in Mr. D's application for statement of charges. Finally, anything Miss Aufdem-Brinke said in the interview would likely be inadmissible hearsay and thus have no evidentiary value. As Miss P's subpoena was not calculated to lead to any discoverable or admissible information, this court should quash the subpoena. In the alternative, the sheriff's office moves for a protective order. The individual who served the subpoena for Miss P, Levi Trumbull, later recorded a video about serving the subpoena and posted the video to his public YouTube channel. See, quote, "I served Sheriff Chuck Jenkins subpoenas relating to BodyCam Sheriff's Office is concealing." Levi Trumbull, YouTube.com, available at this hyperlink. The reason for Miss P's or Levi Trumbull's interest in the video is unclear, particularly in this unrelated criminal matter. If the court is not inclined to quash the subpoena, the sheriff's office requests that the court review the video footage in camera to determine its relevancy to the criminal case, permit disclosure only of information from parts of the record found to be relevant to the case, and enter a protective order limiting access to information from the record, if any, to the parties and their attorneys for use only in the caption case. So that's the motion right there. You guys might already know my position on this whole issue. I think that the Attorney General's office has no business getting involved in a records dispute. I think this is a criminal case, and therefore the defendant in the case therefore should be able to access all relevant information which she believes is pertinent to her case. Obviously, you don't know what is relevant to your case until you have your discovery, and this is what doesn't make sense to me. This is why I think this is so outrageous. First of all, this Kirsten Lustila has filed many of these motions. She is working overtime, guys, in trying to keep this body camera footage under wraps for the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. Working overtime. I hope our tax dollars are paying Miss Lustila quite well to draft motions constantly, just like the one I just read you, to conceal this body camera footage, because she has, and again, this might be the first motion that I bring to you, but make no mistake, there have been plenty of these filed as it relates to civil, criminal, and everything else in between. And it's just outrageous. Number one, and this is the big thing that I want to put out there, when you are a criminal defense attorney, or you are just a defendant in general in a criminal case, discovery is lengthy. Sometimes you can have thousands of pages produced. You can have many hours of media produced. It doesn't mean all of it is going to be admitted in court. And this is the big problem that I have with this issue. She says right here, and I just want to refer back to it, the reason for Miss P's or Mr. Trumbull's interest in the video is unclear. Well, that's just ridiculous. Maybe it's unclear to you. You don't know what is relevant and what is not relevant in this case. And if it was your life in jeopardy, you would want to have all evidence at play rather than just some. So the question becomes, and I've always said this, is what are they trying to hide here? What is the big deal about just releasing this body camera footage? I can't understand it. All right? Okay. In any criminal case, there's always tons and tons and massive amounts of discovery that gets submitted to defense. Defense looks through it. They try to argue it. They try to do with it what they may, but not all of it gets admitted. All right? Not all of it goes to record. The state might have thousands of pages of discovery and end up only using a 10th of it at trial. Sometimes a 20th of it at trial. That's how it works. They don't walk in and hand the jury or a judge 4,000 pieces of paper, 27 hours of video or media footage. They sift through it. They use what they think is necessary. So this should be no different. I think that this body camera footage very well could, is plausible, may produce information that is relevant to the defendant in this case. Now, I've already said in the beginning that I thought this was a completely bogus set of charges, and I am almost 100% sure that this case gets tossed come the preliminary inquiry. However, if it doesn't, that's even more of a reason to be upset, because we have no idea if a defendant in this criminal case, who I know and who is a good woman, could potentially get railroaded by this process. That's my position. Some of you probably already knew that that was my position, but in case you didn't, now you do. All right, guys, and that is where we are going to leave it. The Attorney General's office should not be getting involved in this dispute. Glad they're watching and taking notes of what we're putting out there. And if you're watching this video, hopefully it's not because you're drafting a new nonsensical motion for you to file. But if you do, we'll certainly get wind of it and address it as it comes up. So, Levi Trumbull in Frederick, stay out of this whole records dispute.